Good morning, Arsene.
Morning.
Upsetting news about Jack Wilshere's injury. Have you spoken to him? How's he feeling about it?
I haven't spoken to him since the surgery, but before, yes, we knew on Wednesday night that he would have surgery, certainly on Thursday. He's prepared, focused to come back and finish the season well, because I think we'll be back end of February, beginning of March, and he will focus to come back to rehab, go through a strong rehab, and I'm sure he will help us to do well until the end of the season after that.
And with regard to other team news, could you update us on Szczesny and Koscielny's Sanogo Arteta?
Look, we have so many knocks after this game that I can only sort it out this morning to see who will be available or not, because it was a very committed game. We have given a lot in the last two games physically, and I will have to check this morning how much available everybody is. But Szczesny has not practiced yet at all. Arteta is for sure out, of course, and I think Sanogo has problems as well, because I had to take him off. And then we have a few other players that we have to check.
Is Welbeck okay? Just to check on him.
Welbeck will have a test this morning. He has not practiced yet. I can't tell you at the moment.
And just finally from me, how big a boost was that victory over Dortmund? Because it's important to get things right again in the Premier League.
Look, it was a big game of a very, very high intensity, and I think we had an outstanding performance. It allows us to qualify for the 15th consecutive year in the last 16 in Europe. We are the only one who has done that, and we are, of course, very proud of that consistency. It allows us now to concentrate on our last game and try to finish top of the group. Although it looks very unlikely, because Dortmund plays at home and plays against Anderlecht at home, and I think they have a good chance to win this game.
Hi Arsene, just on Jack Wilshere, do you feel that some of his injuries are a result of how he plays, and do you believe that perhaps he needs to change the way he plays a bit?
I think these injuries are just a consequence of a tackle. That is very bad. Not malicious, because I don't think that McNair wanted to hurt Jack, but it's a very late tackle, and anybody who goes in, gets a tackle like that can have this kind of problem. The former problem was a bony problem, and he has joints who are quite lax and deals very well with kicks and tackles, but this was too hard when you see it again. I don't think that anybody would have escaped without surgery in that tackle.
Just on the way he plays, you've got no issues about when he releases the ball, perhaps his ankles and his
no, it's his game. I think it's his strong point to turn forward, run at people, and be committed. You don't want to take that away from him.
It's been well documented how much football Jack has missed since he made his debut. Is there any part of you that's worried that he won't fulfil what is enormous potential?
Look, our first quality in our job, I told you many times, is health, and if he has no problem with his joints, he will make a massive career. I think I was more worried 1 year ago than I am today, because he had 2 or 3 surgeries on his right ankle, and at some stage you could raise that question. Today I'm much more confident that he will.
I must ask you about Lucas Podolski. He's once again said that he wants a chance at Arsenal. What does he have to do to get that chance?
To continue, I have good connections with Lucas, and we talk about the situation. he faces a big competition on the flanks, and basically that's a consequence of him not getting the number of games he wants. And I think he has an outstanding attitude, and he works very hard in training. And our job is that, just be ready when you need it for the club, and he does that very well.
He says that Wolfsburg have inquired about him. Is this true, and do you expect him to be here come the beginning of February?
I have no inquiry about Podolski from anybody.
You expect him to be here by the end of the next transfer window?
Yes.
The injury situation, though, is been well documented as well. You've just spoken about how many you have. Has that changed your plans for January at all? Do you think you're going to need to bring in more reinforcements than you thought before?
Look, January might be a month where we have mainly nearly everybody back. So, because Koscielny is now back in the squad, Debuchy will be back, I think, in 2 weeks. And we have gone through a period where we were very short, but we discovered as well that players have learned a job now in the centre-back position, like Monreal, and he's doing very well now. But in January we'll of course try to get at least one body in.
Arsene, I must just ask you just generally in the past few weeks about the criticism that you've had to endure. What have you made of it? Has it been fair or has it been excessive, do you think?
I don't want to discuss that.
Okay, thank you.
I work here for 18 years, and I'm just 100% committed to do well for my club and take care of the next game.
Regarding the injuries, Arsene, lots of people have talked about how Wilshere will come back and how players come back from them. How are you feeling in your 18-year tenure? Have this been a challenge personally for you and all the injuries that have amounted this season?
Yes, but I'm have enough experience to know what's happening in the team. We have a strong dynamic. When you see our team play, you see that there's life in our team, there is a desire in our team, and despite all the problems we had, you could see that in every single game. Even in the games we lost, there was something happening in the team, and that is for a manager the most important thing. I'm very positive about this team because there is something special in there, and I think we have just to keep going.
With regards to West Brom coming up at the weekend, obviously in league form there's been 2 defeats, but that's the same for West Brom as well. Will that victory midweek, will that give you the lift, or the injuries overshadowing that?
The victory makes you stronger, but we analysed very well the Man United game, and there's much more positives in the Man United game than negatives, and many football people made a very different analysis to press people, and I think Man United game was a very positive game where we can get a lot of belief, and Dortmund can strengthen that belief.
And you're feeling confident for a win this weekend?
I'm always confident for a win, For me, the only important thing in our job is the next game.
Could you give us an idea, Arsene, as how Jack is feeling at the moment? You've obviously spoken to him because obviously after what happened.
He's very down, Jack is a football man who loves the game, but on the other hand, he's a very strong character as well, and he has learned to deal with adversity at a very young age, and he came always out stronger. And when I spoke with him, he's already determined. He's already in his mind the final sprint of the season, and to come back stronger. He's a very strong boy.
You've had a number of injuries to key players over the past couple of years. Do you sometimes feel somebody up there doesn't like you?
No, not at all. I think sometimes I've played many post-World Cup years. When you come into a season with a post-World Cup years, that you can be hit by that, and unfortunately it happened. I think as well we've been unlucky with Giroud, Debuchy, Wiltshire, because these are injuries. What can you do about it? Not a lot.
And what sort of challenge do you think West Brom are going to be this weekend? Is it
Look, it's a
time to
team who
play?
has a good technical level, maturity in their team. They produce good quality going forward through the flanks. They get top quality crosses in, and they are very good on set pieces as well. All these kind of things that we'll want to control, but first express the quality of our game and continue to have the same dynamic in our game.
Arsene, it's the first Saturday lunchtime away game since the difficulties you had last season at that time. Have you done anything
No,
different?
because I think we played at Sunderland at 12:45.
Have you done anything differently this season in your preparation for these earlier games?
No, because I don't believe that it is linked. Our results were linked with the way we prepared.
There's been a few reports linking you with a move for Petr Cech in January. Is there any truth in that?
No.
Emiliano Martinez came in and did well in the week. Do you think that he can maybe challenge Wojciech for the number one spot?
He can challenge anybody. We have three keepers who have a battle. Ospina is now coming back. Chesney is the number one, and Martinez, every time he played, he did well.
How close is Ospina to full fitness?
1 week or 2 weeks maximum.
Welbeck is a knee problem with Danny Welbeck, is it?
Yes.
Knee? Was that just?
He had the knee and a hamstring problem.
And that was just precautionary. In the
Oh, he had a little bit swollen knee, and he was not honestly was not available on Wednesday night against Dortmund.
And with Arteta, has he been assessed at all? Is there any time scale on him?
Look, Arteta is now for the third time a calf problem. It's always a small grade 1, but it's minimum 2 to 3 weeks.
Is there anything, you've had all this analysis done of the medical setup and anything, has it brought to light any reason why these repetition of...
No, because we see this season I don't think we have many muscular problems. We have joint problems, and joint problems you cannot plan or you can strengthen your joints, but the kind of injury Jack had you cannot prevent with any work.
When you now lose Wilshere and Arteta, is that going to change the way you look at setting up the team, or are you confident you've got the players who can come into?
I will adapt, because I lost 2 players who can play in the defensive area of our midfield, and we are, of course, have to adapt.
And Theo, okay for the weekend?
Theo is not okay for the weekend. He has an inflamed groin. Came back from England with that, and since he's not available, will not be available for tomorrow's game nor for Wednesday.
So it could run on for a little bit.
I hope not, because but it doesn't look a bad problem, but at the moment he's not available.
Arsène, vous avez été critiqué cette semaine par le deuxième actionnaire dans la presse. Qu'est-ce que ça vous a fait, vous, personnellement? Par le deuxième actionnaire dans la presse, un des actionnaires de l'Arsenal vous a critiqué.
J'ai déjà répondu à cela, on ne va pas recommencer 150 fois. Hein.
Est-ce que ça veut dire que la pression est supérieure cette saison?
Toujours la pression est toujours la même, il faut gagner le prochain match dans notre métier.
Alors, par rapport à ça, vos joueurs semblent vous soutenir sur et en dehors du terrain. Comment est-ce que vous la trouvez, vous, votre équipe, vos joueurs, par rapport à ça? Comment est-ce que vous trouvez cette cohésion d'équipe?
Super.
Vous n'êtes pas très loquace aujourd'hui.
Non.
Arsene haven't made an effort in the summer to address this injury. It's even more frustrating that you've got all these injuries piling up, many of which you couldn't, as you say, you probably couldn't have prevented.
Look, I don't complain. We deal with that. It's part of my job to deal with it. We have periods where you have many injuries. Most of the time, it's linked with the fact we have many injuries. Of course, the players, some players in some positions have to play more, and you're more at risk to have injuries, and it makes the problem even bigger. But you play in the Champions League, we played the qualifier in the Champions League. We had the players who were at the World Cup. We have a big demand on physical quantity of work, and maybe we paid a little bit the price for it, because the players come back from the World Cup. Some players have played 3 games, and some have played 7 or 8 or 9, 7. So it's not the same demands on the players.
Arsene, how is Koscielny doing? How is Koscielny?
He's well.
Is he ready to start?
If I want him to start, he will start.
What have you missed with him out of the team?
He's a good partnership with Mertesacker, and he's quick, his pace, his interception rate. He has a great interception rate. He gets in front of opponents, and the quality of his passing as well, you know, is very good.
And you'll be looking for that partnership when he is back to be as good as they were last time?
I can be partner with Monreal now, we can be partner with Mertesacker. I don't rule that out as well. Can be partner with Chambers when Debuchy comes back. When everybody's here, we have plenty of potential opportunities.
Just finally for me, how is Debuchy doing?
Very well.
How far off is he?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.